I was afraid of what other people might think. And this is the kind of breakthrough moment. I was 26 years old and I finally admitted to myself that it doesn't matter what you want to do. This framework applies to pretty much everything. Last week, one of my YouTube videos hit 1 million views. It's one of only 2 things on my bucket list. And I've had that dream since I was 14. Let me explain. I feel like YouTube kind of grew up with me. So it came out in my early teens and it's just slowly been developing as I've been growing as well. I remember watching creators when I was 14 years old. Usually it was like funny Asian kids like KevJumba, Nigahiga. And I remember being obsessed. I remember thinking, I want to be like them. I want to create like they are. And I want to be as confident as them. And I want to enjoy my life as much as it seems like these guys are enjoying their lives. Just spending their days creating, being funny, and making money off it even. But people who knew me as a teenager know that I was very different to the person I am now. I was very shy. I was very self-conscious. I was very scared of being different. But still that dream stayed there at the back of my mind. One day I want to make a video that will get 1 million views. And I thought that number would prove that I was the kind of person that I wanted to be. A confident creator. To me, 1 million views wasn't just a number, it was an identity. And the thing is, I had this number in my head, but I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell people my goal of wanting to become a YouTuber. I didn't write it down, it just lived in the back of my head. And then life happened. I decided I wanted to study to be a doctor, went to medical school. And the more I went down that route, I started putting myself inside a box. I thought other people would put me inside this box, but really it was just me. I had this idea in my head that doctors don't post on YouTube. Doctors need to be serious, they need to be responsible, and they need to be respectable. And being a YouTuber is certainly not any of those things. And the same thing happened with other areas of my life as well. So I was really into parkour, and I still am. I abandoned that passion the same way I abandoned the YouTube dreams because it didn't fit in with this mold of being a doctor. I wasn't truly doing what I really wanted to do. And this is the kind of breakthrough moment. So it was after I'd finished 2 years of working as a doctor. And there's quite a natural career break in medicine after you finish your foundation training where people choose their specialty pathways. I didn't really know what I wanted to specialize in, so I just took a break to focus on things I wanted to do and to travel. And I started really doing the stuff that I had buried for so long when I had the identity of a professional doctor. I started training really hard with calisthenics. I started doing parkour and I went on a big travel trip to Southeast Asia. And at this time I was kind of lost, and I'd been to a event where I met a dude who had just become, or who was getting accreditation to become a life coach. And he needed to get his hours up, so he was offering some free coaching. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And he gave me a really powerful exercise, which was a few different things, but one of them was to just write down a list of your goals. And that's actually at age, I think I was 26. It was the first time in my entire life that I had written down what I actually wanted out of my life. I was 26 years old and I finally admitted to myself that I wanted to be a YouTuber. I realized I wasn't really doing anything that was aligning with my goals. And that's when I stumbled across another doctor YouTuber called Ali Abdal. And seeing Ali, who was a very similar level doctor as me, making YouTube videos, it gave me permission to do the same. Then I started taking the first steps. And because I was really into calisthenics at the time, I decided to make a calisthenics tutorial. It was absolutely terrifying. I could barely look at the camera. I could barely string a full sentence together. It's weird, I don't really know what it is about speaking to a camera in a room on your own, but it's really difficult to do when you're first starting. And I made this tutorial, I uploaded it to YouTube, and I thought people would watch. And no one did. Classic. I kept uploading here and there, just whenever I had time, fit around work. I'd moved to Australia by this time, and I even made a secret TikTok account. I didn't tell any of my family, I didn't tell any of my friends. I just was making videos in the background without anyone knowing. And I mainly did this because I was afraid of what other people might think, what other people might say if I was trying to do something like this. And to be honest, I'm quite glad I did it like this because it allowed me to express myself creatively without feeling judged. So I didn't need to hold back in anything that I was making because I was just making it for strangers online. But eventually, one of my TikTok videos got caught in the algorithm and went super viral. I had people from work recognizing me from my TikTok videos. I had people from back home in the UK and friends I'd made from all over the world are just coming up on their For You page. So I kind of had to just accept that everyone knew that I was making content now, and I had to own it. And then the day I stopped hiding my content is the day I could start taking it seriously. It's really hard to make videos when you're not telling anyone, when I'm hiding in my bedroom editing and everyone's wondering what I'm doing, but they don't know, especially when your partner doesn't know what you're doing. But the second part of becoming a creator, the first part being getting over the fear of judgment, getting over the fear of cringe. The second part is the grind. And this is when I started setting myself weekly deadlines. So initially it was just the weekly short form videos that I was making for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. And I was just making one video per week because that's all I could commit to when I was working a full-time job. And I really started studying the craft. I started learning how to make people care, how to package ideas, how to tell stories, actually learning how to craft a video that people want to watch. And I was still cringing myself, I was still learning, but I was still showing up. And after the grinding for years, really, last week I hit that milestone of 1 million views on a YouTube video. But it didn't feel like I thought it would. There was no fireworks, there was no confetti. It was just another day. I know it's super cheesy, it's super cliche, but the number was never the reward. It was who I had to become to get that number. It wasn't the video, it was the version of me I had to become to make the video. Ironically, the viral video that I made, it was about writing down your goals. It was about gaining clarity on what you actually want from your life. And I had this dream in the back of my mind when I was a teenager, but it was just ideas, it was just thoughts. By writing it down when I was age 26, it made me realize what I actually want. And it's not some woo-woo manifestation BS either. Like, I don't believe you can just manifest what you want from life, but I think by putting stuff out into the world, you get clarity, you get feedback. It gives you some direction, it gives you something to work towards. And the way I want to finish this video is by saying, I waited 13 years to start, you don't have to. Don't wait for permission, just write it down. Get some clarity, get some direction of where you want to go in life. Start where you are, it's okay to suck. It doesn't matter what you want to do. This framework applies to pretty much everything. And the clock is ticking. Like, you do feel like you have all the time in the world, but so many years can pass and you haven't taken a single step towards what you actually want to do. So I really wish you the best of luck. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for helping me realize my life goals. I've started a new challenge where I'm posting every single day on Instagram. So connect with me there at Dr. Chris G. It's always much easier for me to respond to DMs than it is to comments. I'm not going to slow down the creation. If anything, I'm picking it up now. I hope you're doing what you really want to do in your life, and I will see you next week. It may seem trivial, but you started the process of putting stuff into the world, rather than it staying in your head. A year from now, your life can look completely different, but it starts with one small simple step, putting pen to paper, because once you start, you'll see just how much can actually happen in a year. Yeah.